Can we all agree that this was one of the best hours of television this year? I definitely think that it was. This was literally peak HBO, with Ellie saying right at the start of the episode, "I'm still me. He's still Joel. Nothing will change that." As soon as it was spoken, it felt like devastation was on the horizon for Ellie, and she'd never lay eyes on him the same way again. With the walls of Jackson being breached by the infected, we got two polar opposite threats during this installment. An entire town being walked through, and a more personal, intimate threat. Abby finally coming face to face with the person responsible for killing her father. There was genuinely a battle on many fronts. The infected, Abby, and the harshness of winter. This episode felt reminiscent of the very first episode of the entire series and the powerful tone it set. The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 2. Ending explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. Joel's death. This was a moment many of us knew was coming, thanks to the game's story, but I didn't expect it to be as emotional as it was. Joel was barely in this episode. In fact, he's barely been in the season. That's what made his death so impactful. The last few things we saw him do, sticking up for Ellie in front of Seth, making sure she got home safe after the dance, restringing her guitar, and letting her sleep in, were small, kind gestures that showed just how much he cared. She was always on his mind. Ironically, it was that very care, saving her life 5 years prior, that led to him being killed. This episode led us to believe that Abby might hesitate. Her soft demeanor at first made it feel like maybe she'd change her mind. But when she switched instantly at the lodge, it was clear that revenge ran through her veins. Her killing Joel with golf clubs, was made even more disturbing by how slow and deliberate it was. Joel's final words, just F*** and G get on with it, felt badass, but you knew she wouldn't. She wanted it to last. At the beginning of the episode, Abby had a dream of the hospital, where Joel killed her father. In the dream, she tries to stop herself from entering the room, but she does. In that image, her father's brains on the floor, is what drives her. We always wondered why Abby's revenge felt more intense than others. Now we know, Joel killed her unarmed father. What stood out was that Joel never apologized, not once. Even when confronted by Abby, the daughter of the man he killed, he showed no regret. The only time he pleaded was when he said, "I saved your life." To which she replied, "What life?" It was a haunting line. Her world was ruined. Her father was dead. Every day was survival. The moment Ellie found the tracks, followed them, and walked into that cabin with the thuds and screams, without realizing what was happening, was chilling. Watching Joel, bloodied and barely conscious, with his fingers twitching and Ellie crying out for him to get up, it was heartbreaking. Then came a final blow. Abby was told to end it, and she pierced his neck with the club. She wanted to drag it out, but was forced to finish it. Ellie's scream, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill all of you," signaled that the cycle of revenge had only just begun. Just like Abby had witnessed her father's death, Ellie witnessed Joel's. The pain would define her. Jackson versus the infected. This took center stage for the first 3/4 of the episode. The infected launched a full-on attack on Jackson. Jesse had mentioned earlier that the infected were using their dead as insulation against the cold, a chilling sign of evolving intelligence. I wish we'd seen more of that play out on screen. Abby fell into a pit of infected corpses, triggering a mass awakening that led directly to the invasion, making Abby partially responsible for countless deaths that day. The town tried to defend itself. Tommy's plan was executed. Some residents took shelter in basements. Others climbed rooftops to fight. But they were overwhelmed. Many were bitten. Tommy giving Maria the locket mid-battle was emotional. Then he led the bloater away to protect her, setting up a tense sequence. His flamethrower was running low, and the bloater barely reacted. It wasn't until the final burst that he finally burned it down, barely surviving. He'll be broken when he sees Joel's body. My review: The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 2. This was comfortably one of the best TV episodes of the year. Classic HBO. It was 56 minutes long, but felt much longer, in a good way. So much happened. The episode was full of misdirection. First, we worried about the storm, then about Ellie and Jesse, then about the town. Then Joel showed up, saved Abby, and died. It was one stress after another, executed perfectly. The way Abby's arc opened the episode, without fully revealing her motivations, was brilliant. Once we learned it was her father Joel had killed, everything made sense. The scene where Abby falls into the infected pit gave serious World War Z vibes. Claustrophobia, panic, desperation. The infected were terrifying. Shots of a lone Abby fleeing an army of them were unforgettable. Joel getting shot and knowing he wouldn't survive was agonizing. When Abby told him she didn't get to tell him to hurry up, a pit dropped in my stomach. There was a moment of doubt, but she followed through. The destruction of the town paired with Joel's death amplified the heartbreak and stakes. There was no joy when the episode ended. This was the best TV episode I've seen in a long time. It made me so glad the show is back. Looking ahead, with the cordyceps possibly in the pipes and Jackson destroyed, will it even be inhabitable? Ellie wants to hunt Abby. Tommy probably will too. We're in for a wild next batch of episodes. Outro. So there you have it. The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 2, Ending Explained. If you want to see breakdowns for every episode this season, check the playlist below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. What did you think of this episode? Share your thoughts in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.